I'm in Las Vegas for a conference. Really, I'm here for work, but you still gotta eat. Las Vegas is known for lavish buffets, but I wanted to know, can you actually get real Chinese food in Las Vegas? In fact, arguably the most famous Chinese restaurant in the world has a location here. The restaurant? Din Tai Fung. Din Tai Fung started in Taiwan, but they've got almost 200 locations all around the world now. And they are the epitome of high-end Chinese food. Although from Taiwan, their most famous dish, their claim to fame, originates in Shanghai, Xiao or soup dumplings. And these are so exquisitely crafted. Just look at those meticulous, beautiful pleats and the luscious soup that comes gushing out of these. How the heck do you wrap soup in a dumpling? The secret is wrapping a solid aspect of soup in the flour dough, which melts when they steam it. It's like magic. And the xiaolongbao here is the absolute best. The soup is so savory and flavorful. The pork and crab are so incredibly juicy and succulent, and the skin's so delicate, just holding everything together. As I said, xiaolongbao actually comes from Shanghai, so it's not really something a Cantonese boy like me grew up with. On the other hand, wontons are classically Cantonese. These wontons, though, swimming in that addictive spicy sauce, are quite different. Cantonese cuisine isn't usually spicy at all, and the flavor of these is definitely not what I'm used to, but I do really like them. Besides their famous xiaolongbao, Din Tai Fung has some perfectly crafted noodles. It seems so simple, just noodles and some sesame sauce, but oh man, are they divine. That earthy, nutty flavor is so creamy and mouth-watering, and the texture of the noodles is just perfect. With all the Chinese in Hawaii, I just don't understand why we don't have a Din Tai Fung in the islands yet. It's truly amazing. But at least the highlight of coming here for work was to get to enjoy this luxurious meal. Din Tai Fung was great, but since I'm here, I wanted to continue my quest to see how Chinese food evolves from place to place. So I'm seeking out the Chinese chefs and cuisine that are truly local to Las Vegas. For that, we need to get away from the Strip and head towards Chinatown. Las Vegas actually has a pretty decent-sized Chinatown. There may be a mini Eiffel Tower and a Statue of Liberty in Vegas, but to me the coolest thing was this statue of the Monkey King. Practically every Chinese kid around the world knows the Chinese trickster superhero. So how am I going to find the best local Chinese place in Vegas? Well, from such impeccable sources as, say, the internet. Or maybe this giant billboard. Located in Shanghai Plaza, my investigations have brought me here to China Mama. It seems to be pretty loved by the posts I've read. It was definitely popular with an hour-and-a-half wait, but since it was just me, I got to squeeze in at the bar. I gotta tell you though, it feels really weird to walk into a Chinese restaurant and hear them speaking Spanish in the back. So first up is one of their most popular dishes, crispy beef. Basically, it's what orange chicken at Panda Express wishes it tasted like. It looks really pretty, but how's the taste? Wow, that's pretty good. It's actually crispy, but light, not overly battered and fried. The flavor is tangy, more tart than sweet. I also had to order these pan-fried pork buns. Just look at that delicate lacy shell. And what's underneath that crispy lattice? It's a bao, but with a big juicy pork meatball inside, rather than the finely shredded char siu in our manapuas. Biting through that crunchy layer into the soft bread and juicy pork is such a great contrast and such a unique idea. It's definitely not like any bao I've ever had. This Chinese food isn't like the Cantonese food we have at home, but it really is authentically Chinese, and quite unique. Who knew you could find real Chinese food in the middle of the desert? Honestly, I'm a little tired of this trip. It's pretty pricey and not very real. So I asked my shuttle driver where do locals go to eat, and he pointed me to the Spring Mountain area around Chinatown. At Spring Mountain, you're reminded that people actually live in Las Vegas. You're surrounded with familiar names that make you feel right at home. They even have a 99 ranch. I still don't understand why ours closed, and I really miss it. But the real surprise was to find the Lee's sandwiches here. We don't have one in Hawaii, but if you've ever been to the Bay Area, you'll be very familiar with Lee's sandwiches. They've got pretty much my favorite Vietnamese banh mi anywhere in the world, along with a whole plethora of other tasty Asian treats. People actually live in Las Vegas. It's not just one big tourist trap, kinda like coming to Hawaii and never leaving Waikiki. If you want a great meal, just go where the locals eat. I'm going for a classic combination banh mi. 10 inches of pure deliciousness. Like Latour Bakery back home, Lee's bakes all their own bread fresh daily, and you can totally taste the difference in texture. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. It's stuffed with goodies like ham and luscious pate. But what really makes a banh mi are the pickled daikon, carrots, and cilantro. Those tangy veggies just contrast the savory meat so well. Since Lee's makes their own baguettes, I thought I'd try these toasted baguette chips to go along with it. They're a bit more crunchy than I was expecting, almost like a crouton. But they're buttery, salty, and garlicky, and a great snack. I think I'll take some home for my family. And of course, you can't have a Vietnamese sandwich without a classic Vietnamese iced coffee. Forget Starbucks. This coffee makes that taste like water. It's intensely dark and strong, but perfectly balanced by the creamy, sweet condensed milk. If you're not really a gambler or a drinker or single, you might wonder what else there is to enjoy in Vegas. It is pretty pricey on the Strip, and everything feels glitzy, gaudy, or kind of fake. But if you take a closer look, you will find things to enjoy beyond all the vice. People actually live here, and you will actually find authentic Asian cuisine here. So when you come here for work like me, just sit back and enjoy the ride. Until next time, Joy Keen and a hui ho.